when she didn't come home from the hospital. After she did, then it became, it was like I actually had a twin that wasn't attached. So I wasn't Mary, I was Mary and Oriana. My sister got the unusual name, 16 months younger. So it's a little like Tiffany's story, a little like Turtle's story. My sister and I didn't get along. We didn't fight, but she was like this wingman I didn't want. And I was told to bring her wherever I went. If I wanted to go somewhere, I had to bring her along. And she kind of sat in the wings, but she wasn't very pleasant because she wet her pants on a regular basis. And when you're about 7 or 8 and your sister's 5 and she's wetting her pants, you don't want to bring her along. Worse yet, we shared a room, and I learned pretty quickly that I had no control over the room with her in it, so I had to actually tape. I took tape, and I taped right down the middle of the room. I got the door, she got the window, and she would have to leap to get out the door. And I'd just shove all of her stuff on one side. I'm just trying to think of some of the little stories, the little sad stories of my sister. Being that she wet her bed as well as wet her pants, somehow I was talked into allowing her to be on the upper bunk, which wasn't a really smart idea because several mornings I'd wake up soaked, absolutely soaked. Yeah, I know. Doesn't this sound dismal? I mean, I wasn't having fights where she was actually sitting on my face and doing anything, but it was pretty bad. We shared a bath as well. And I would feel this rush of warmth. And I would yell, I can't take a bath with her anymore, Mom. She's peeing in the tub. My mother would say, no, she isn't. Just continue on. She actually was put on this medication that vindicated me. The medication made her urine turn this neon orange. And I was sitting in the bath one day, and I just saw this cloud wafting through the water, heading in my direction, which I leaped out, screamed, Mom, you've got to see this. It was from then on that I didn't have to take a bath. I wanted a sister that I could relate to in such a bad way that my mother and I were looking at Sunday's Child. Does anyone ever look at Sunday's Child in the Globe? And there was a girl there that was my age. She kind of looked like me. And I said, Mom, wouldn't it be great? Why don't we adopt? And she said, yeah, I think we should. So we looked into this possible adoption. Turned out she wasn't available, but there was somebody else, which my mother adopted, Denise, who came along, and she was about 3 or 4 years younger. She wasn't the sister I was necessarily looking for, but she created the space and the separation for us to be more of a family. But my little sister Oriana, who I love dearly, never got a chance to do a lot of the things that she wanted to do that I would drag her along for. But one day she was able to get married before I did. And that was the day that I actually felt the most connected to her, watching her be the one in front instead of behind. I don't know. I guess I really just needed to have a sense that she was her own self and that I wasn't dragging her along. Anyway, that's my story, which is pretty short, but